Stories, Ramayana Episode 4.
Ayodhya was profusely decorated with a view to welcoming all the newly-wed princes and their brides. Merriment and rejoicings went on for about a month. After a few days, Bharata's maternal grandparents sent out an invitation to Ayodhya. So, Bharata and Shatrughna went to see them. One day, King Dasharatha, while wearing his crown before a mirror, chanced to see a few grey hairs on his head near his ears. It plunged the king into deep thoughts, and he felt as if his old age had been goading him, saying, "The evening of your life has set in, O great king. It is high time for you to abdicate the throne and lead a life of austerity, so that you may be able to set your mind to meditation. Your son Rama is now capable of taking the reins of administration in his own hands. Moreover, he is popular with the people. You should crown him king in your place." Amidst these reflections, King Dasharatha proceeded to the hermitage of Sage Vasishta, with a view to seeking his advice on Rama's coronation. Approaching him, he said, "I have come to seek your advice on a very important matter, O revered saint. I feel that Rama is by all means capable of being the king of Ayodhya. Shouldn't I get rid of all worldly responsibilities after handing over my throne to him and leading the remaining life in penance? What a splendid idea indeed! But any decision concerning the coronation can only be taken after consulting the nobles and other respectable persons of Ayodhya," retorted the saint. "It is by all means desirable. I would return to Ayodhya and convene a meeting of the courtiers to take a decision in this regard. I implore you to come and bless us all with your esteemed presence," said the king. The very next day, King Dasharatha summoned a meeting of his nobles. The king addressed the courtiers and said, "I have been running the government of the kingdom in keeping with the traditions laid down by my revered forefathers as good as I was able to do. But I have grown old, so I want to put the responsibility of the state affairs on the shoulders of Rama, my elder son. This meeting has been convened to know the opinion of all of you. If you feel it to be advisable and if you support my suggestion, I would declare Rama as my successor and he will be crowned the king on an auspicious day. We all support your decision, O king." The royal preceptor Vasishta also supported the decision, saying that Rama was tolerant like the earth, wise like Brihaspati, and as brave as Indra. Having obtained the assent of his courtiers, King Dasharatha sent for Rama and expressed his decision before him. He said, "My son, I am growing old and weak. I want you to be king of Ayodhya now." "I'll bow to your will, O dear father," replied Rama, and he bowed low before the king, who embraced him in affection. At the same time, the king requested Saint Vasishta to suggest an auspicious day for Rama's coronation. "The day after tomorrow is the most auspicious day for this purpose," suggested Saint Vasishta, who explained to the king how to perform the rites concerning the coronation. After this, the meeting dispersed amidst good wishes from all quarters. The news of declaration about Rama's coronation spread like wildfire. The people shouted slogans in Rama's honor. The three queens of King Dasharatha were virtually beside themselves with joy. Sumitra, the middle queen, distributed precious stones among workers of the palace, while Kaushalya, the eldest queen, gave lavish gifts to the Brahmanas. The king implored Sage Vasishta to administer Rama proper instructions for the forthcoming event. Knowing that the royal preceptor had come, Rama came out to welcome the sage and took him inside. He, along with his wife Sita, entertained the saint in the most befitting manner. Sage Vasishta said, "You know, Rama, that your father has declared you as his successor, and the preparations for your coronation are going on. I advise you to exercise self-control till the great event is over delightfully." Saying so, the saint left for his hermitage. Kaikeyi, the youngest queen of King Dasharatha, also came to know of Rama's coronation through her maid Mantra. She felt highly delighted, and giving her necklace to the maid, she said, "Here is your award for bringing the good news. How happy I am indeed." Wicked Mantra threw away the necklace and said, "This time is not to feel delighted for you, O queen. In a few days, Rama will be enthroned the king. But as for Bharata, he will be no better than a slave of the new king. So what? Rama is as dear to me as Bharata," said Kaikeyi. "How short-sighted are you, O queen? Why should they crown Rama king in the absence of Bharata?" retorted the maid. "When Rama comes to the throne, he will consider Bharata as an eyesore. In order to rid of your son, Rama will either exile him or have him killed," the maid continued. "No, never. Rama is not that type. I know him well. He loves Bharata most dearly," argued Kaikeyi. But the maid went on with her wicked suggestions. She kept poisoning the queen's ears. She said, "Kaushalya, not you will be the queen mother after Rama's coronation, and you will have to obey her." The maid's words had the desired effect because Kaikeyi had always been jealous of Kaushalya. She said, "I agree to your suggestion. Then you will have to act wisely with a view to clearing the way for Bharata's coronation," Mantra suggested further. "But how? Will the king agree?" asked the queen. "Why not, if you act wisely? Have you forgotten about the two boons that the king had promised you?" reminded the maid. "Oh, yes, they can be immensely useful," accepted the queen. She decided to act upon the maid's counsel and went into her protest chamber, where she lay in tears after casting off all her jewelry. When the king reached Kaikeyi's apartment, he felt amazed to hear that she was in the protest chamber. At the same time, he was horrified to think of some forthcoming calamity. His feet staggered while approaching the offended queen to find her lying on the ground sobbing and shedding tears. Seeing the queen in that miserable condition, the king felt stunned. Anyhow, he controlled himself and said, "Let me know the reason of your protest, O queen. I am ready to do what you desire." "Rama's coronation is to take place the day after tomorrow. Get up and be cheered. Your anger does not behove on such an auspicious occasion." Hearing the king's words, Kaikeyi trembled in fear at first. Then, concealing her desire so cunningly, she smiled and got up. King Dasharatha could not see through her trick, though he was a past master in politics. In fact, the character of a woman is such an unfathomed sea that no man can gauge its depth. Kaikeyi spoke lovingly but cunningly. "Darling, you keep insisting on granting my wishes, but never give me anything. Do you remember having promised me two boons?" "Yes, I do." "You never asked for your boons, so I forgot about them." "All right, I ask for them now," retorted the queen. Without hesitation, "We, the descendants of Raghu, the Great, never go back on our promises, even if we have to stake our lives." Kaikeyi smiled and said, "As the first boon, I ask for the throne of my son Bharata, and as the second boon, I would like Rama to be exiled for 14 years." These words of the queen proved like a bolt from the blue, and the king turned pale to hear them.
Please like and subscribe to this channel for more videos.